Hello, friends. How is everyone doing? Oh, there's a lot of people hanging out. What is up? It's a Skeeter and a Rosa. Ooh, Irish Pear. Yes, yes, you are on time. A little early, even actually. What is up, everyone? In fact, someone who isn't going to be on time, but technically just here at all, was is Crystal. Crystal is sick again from the little disease factory that she works in, i.e., aka a school, and she won't be with us tonight. So if you can, just go over to the social media and send some love and good vibes and I don't know, like a Care Bear stare or something over at her to make her feel better. Oh, what was that, man? Was that me? Did I do it? Is my mic fucked up again? Or was it the music? Anyway, hanging out with us tonight, though, is two people that are pretty fantastic human beings. So let's bring them in quick so that I don't have to sit here by myself talking to myself. Look, here comes an awesome guest. Yay! Hello, friends.
We'll forever enjoy that little ditty.
Yes. Me too. Though I still feel like, I don't know, I feel stupid when I play it, but it's I don't know, I'm ridiculous. Yes, it is Reverse BLT, who is our traditional episode 1 of every single show forever guest, and the amazingly bearded, lovely weirdo from the Black Tower podcast, Andrew. You do have the best beard on the show. I'm sorry. I'll tell that to Josh as well.
That is a legendary beard. Sure.
I'm pleased that you would tell that to Josh as well. That we both have the best beard on the show.
You caught that, did you?
Oh, yeah. I know someone else that does something like that all the time to us.
Yay! But it's whoever I'm talking to in the moment, because it's the movement and lusciousness of the beard.
Well, it's not something you'll ever say to me, because mine is all patchy and weird.
No, yours is good too. It's just a little small. You need to get thicker for me to really show the appreciation. I like it thick with 2 C's. So
okay, get dummy thick. Dummy thick, beard.
You can do it. I believe in you. So Reverse, how are you doing, friend? What have you been up to?
Doing live reactions and stuff. I actually just got done with one.
I know. What show? Tell everyone what show you're watching.
Oh, we were doing the season finale, or perhaps series finale. I don't know, but Loki season 2.
Yeah. We don't know. I don't think they've confirmed the next season for that, right?
I have not heard anything. It was very bittersweet ending, which was fitting.
I really enjoyed the Loki TV show. Andrew, have you seen any of the Marvel TV shows? Do you like the Marvel TV shows?
I did see all of season 1 of Loki. I don't think if I've watched any others. I mean, I watched like what was it? WandaVision.
Yeah, I like
that one. Broke my heart. That broke my heart. That one.
Yeah.
I went into it knowing it was going to break my heart, though, because as an OG comic book fan, I was like, it's a Wanda story, and it's got Vision in it. It's going to break my heart.
Oh yeah, at some point.
Wanda is not allowed to be happy. That's like one of the cardinal rules of Marvel.
I love how it was shot too. Like the whole like going through the eras of television thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, as a TV nerd, it was definitely a lot of fun to see them switch.
I really liked Hawkeye too. Hawkeye got a lot of hate, and I really enjoyed it. I mean,
I liked Hawkeye a lot. I've not seen any MCU stuff yet that I have not liked, but I have not seen it all yet. So I know eventually I will finally get to something where I'm going to be like, okay, this isn't. I don't like this, but it hasn't happened yet.
Technically, actually, super technically, I think since Feige said now everything that's ever been produced by Marvel is now canon. Everything, forever, because with the multiverse,
that's kind of
basically, but basically, like It's just it happened in another multiverse. Like if it's a movie that they haven't pulled into the main MCU story or a TV show or a cartoon, doesn't matter. It's another it's another universe.
Universe 6131 whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. The one thing though from the main the storyline, like the recent stuff that I didn't like at all, though. Well, I don't want to say it all, but I wasn't a fan of really that much. Was the Eternals?
I heard it was like a history lesson.
It kind of was.
Dry.
It was. It wasn't that great. Did you see it, Andrew?
I have not.
I
didn't hear great things about the Eternals. Yeah. So
when I heard they were making the Eternals, it was one of those properties where I wondered if it was a good idea.
Yeah,
because
I could see that.
Because it even in the comics, it very much it's about like these grand sort of historical concepts and cosmic stuff, and that's
it gets
always
clunky
hit or
when they
miss
get
with
into
people.
That. Yeah, it always gets clunky when they start getting into like the ultimate cosmic beings and stuff. Apparently, Glenn's a snake tonight. It was the worst movie. I'm just fucking with you, Glenn. The action sequences were cool. I just feel like they tried to pack it with a bunch of stars, and we're like, and it was a really weak script. What's the name?
And plus, it's really hard to do the Celestials in a way that works. I would think,
I always want to say Camille. I know that's not his name though. Camille Ali Nanjiani. He was a correspondent on the Daily Show. I forgot which fucking Eternal he played, but I felt bad for him because he was all amped about being in a Marvel movie, and he got jacked and huge, and the movie did like crap,
which was weird because he looked. He's one of those people who doesn't look right. Yeah,
his head looked. It just because you've seen him so much in so many other things, especially on like as a correspondent with like his normal average size body, and then like. He's all this. His head looked wrong. It looked like they took his head and put it on a jacked Indian man's body, and it was just.
There's just some people who just like they look right certain ways. Like I remember when
I heard that about you, Skeeter.
You remember Al Roker? You guys know Al Roker?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, so I'm from New York. Of course, I know Al Roker.
Yeah, so he was a very large man for most of his career, and then he lost a ton of weight. And I remember when I met him, I even told him, I said, don't take this the wrong way, but I think you've lost too much weight. Because I was like, you don't look right this small. You just don't.
It's just you're not you anymore.
Yeah, and that's just the way it is. Like some people, there's a range of forms that suits them. You know what I mean? And when they get too far in one direction or another, they just look weird.
Yeah.
Hi, Aaron.
I definitely could see that. And though they're bringing it in now apparently with the new Captain America movie, which I really enjoyed the teaser for. They're going to be mining. Well, no, they apparently. Right, so now they're finally going to reference the gigantic dead cosmic being that's sticking up out of the ocean from the end of spoiler alert. At the end of the Eternals, a cosmic being is emerging out of the ocean and dies, half emerged out of the ocean. And then it's just never referenced again through all of time until the Captain America movie.
Yeah, that I will say, if there's one thing that has bugged me about the MCU, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like I don't need them to reference every bit of their continuity. You know what I mean?
But at least make it make sense.
There are certain things, exactly. There are certain things where everyone is going to be talking about this thing. At some point, someone's going to go out to explore it. There's going to be a whole bunch of news stories about it. You're not just going to like have like a giant celestial head sticking out of the ocean.
Yeah. I am excited about them bringing. I am excited about them bringing the whole X-Men universe in. Like that's gonna be fun.
I'm really excited for that. Mm-hmm. I want a fully powered Magneto for the first time on screen.
Oof. I want like a younger, like not a younger, but a youngish Magneto, 50s, 60s, Magneto.
They introduced
with Fassbender. Yeah, Fassbender.
Now, granted,
We'll
I have
see.
not seen it yet, but I understand the High Evolutionary was in Guardians 3, right?
Yes,
The
he
High
was.
Evolutionary is the reason we have young Magneto.
That's fair.
So just do
Um,
it. And yes,
he
Deadpool
has-
is in fact a Disney princess.
Yes, he is. 100%. I support that. He
The
has
thing-
his own song. He has the song from the first Deadpool movie, and he sings
right,
in it and dances and everything. It's a Celine Dion song, for God's sakes. Like that is definitely a Disney princess worthy song.
I can die happy once Squirrel Girl appears.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now that we've got Deadpool, we've got to have Squirrel Girl. It's arch nemesis.
Absolutely.
She has to come into this now.
I hope they just make it like a really big joke though. Like, because she's supposed to be like Squirrel Girl is like the MacGuff, like she's just like the ridiculously powerful, stupid, nothing,
literally
like,
unbeatable. Nothing can beat Squirrel Girl.
I hope they bring it in as a joke, but anyway. I am sad if they.
The power of tangent has already arrived.
No, that was perfect because I was fighting that whole time for Amazon to let me sign in. It was doing that thing where you put in your email, then your password, then it's like, oh, we texted you your OTP back to your email before you even get the OTP in a text. And I'm like,
yep.
And now it's like, you've requested too many in the day, so I finally got it to work. On the main browser I use, so
the power of tangent was wielded for good.
It's not like you haven't seen the Wheel of Time season 2 enough to probably recall it by heart.
I mean, I don't know about by heart, but generally I can do like many other times and pretend that I know what was happening when somebody starts talking about it.
I know, right, Rosa?
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong, Rosa. You're not wrong.
Time with my hunger will probably end it at some point because like I have not yet had dinner.
Oh, okay.
And so
your hunger for what?
I'll just suddenly like my blood sugar will just drop to the floor and I'll just pass out and then we'll like that'll be the end of the stream.
We won't keep you too long. We want to keep you around because we want to keep doing shows after this. So, but yeah, all right. So I'd be sad if they don't do another Loki. I enjoyed the both seasons of Loki, but they're gonna have to do some major writing. They're gonna have to jumpsuit like perform a miracle with the writing to fix what's his name not being Kang in it anymore.
Well, see, the thing is, for me, that's one of the beauties of the multiverse. Literally, all they have to do is just recast him. He's just another. He's just. I am the Lord of Tangents.
Yes, I'll
it's not like they're doing that with a certain Doctor of Doom or anything. So
that
I still don't
honestly, that's one of the few things they've ever done where I generally stopped and was like, okay, Marvel, that is stupid. Stop being stupid.
I'd like to go on record and say I don't think RDJ is going to be the official Doctor Doom. I think he's going to come on and be Doctor Doom.
He's a Doom bot or something.
Or he's Victor Von Doom from another universe. But then at the end of the movie, ultimate fucking realized Doctor Doom from another universe is going to come in and kill him and be like, you're a pretender or whatever. And like,
I think there actually was one. Let me look at Earth 11029. Anthony Stark was actually Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
So it's like it's if they pull in that's where he's coming from, then it's like fine. I mean, it's not like there's not a bajillion different Earths and universes that they can pull from and be like,
of course.
No, we're not recasting. This is just Doctor Doom from Earth 11029. And it's like
I just feel like it's too soon. It's just too soon to me for that's all. Like I really like the idea of Kang as a good bridge villain between
but you can't wait too long with some of the actors though.
No, that's true.
That's because depending on your genetics and stuff, because DNA is the ruler of all, on how fast you age and how aged you look. Well, diet and all that other kind of stuff. But do the best you can. You're going to hit a point where you're just going to not age and not be able to play the character at an age that they're writing the characters for.
Yeah. Thankfully, most of the older people are in costumes, so are masked.
Yeah.
That
is also
I was going to say the Chris Helmsworth retiring from acting was a blow. That's sad.
Yeah.
I feel worse for him, obviously, but you know, it's gonna suck not seeing him.
I just watched his brother the other day. I just watched Land of Bad yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Reasons why I was thinking it was too soon for Doom, because I associate Doom mostly with the Fantastic Four.
Well, that's why Fantastic Four is going to be the next big thing.
That's why it's being pushed ahead. So I was expecting it to come later.
Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go.
Hey, listen, they might be able to do it right this time. Because
that's what they said every time.
But it
It
wasn't Disney the last two times. It was Sony.
Yeah.
And Sony is just freaking notorious for making terrible shit.
Yeah, they don't care.
Which is why.
Okay, that's fair. When you compare the two, I would rather take Disney over Sony, but that's one of the only mainstay studios that I would put under Disney.
Yeah, so. I'm incredibly glad why that they chose to outsource the Wheel of Time to Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon, like for as shitty as a company they are in other aspects of their company, they do hire some pretty good writers for things. Now, they don't keep them around forever because apparently they're just like Netflix and like to cancel shows at the drop of a hat. But I'm glad they haven't done that with Wheel of Time yet.
Yeah,
and hopefully they never will.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all about this. See, but the shit part is that the way they still haven't come up with another way for them to do like ratings monitoring for the streamers, like an official one. So they're still doing that bullshit where they only track new subscriptions within like 7 days of the release or something like that of the new show, and in either direction, you know, before and after the new show. So like even Taylor Napier, like on Instagram, said like, if you want to see Wheel of Time season 4, make sure to unsubscribe from Amazon Prime and then resubscribe to it when the show comes out.
And there's the thing, it's not that
which I will do, but it's still stupid.
It's not that they don't have another way to do it. They do have other ways of collecting metrics and everything. It's just that that's the metric they care about.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, no, it's not even the metric they care about. It's the one that they know they don't need to really pay out on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like because if they went by streams and streamed hours, they would have to pay them. They would have to pay so many more royalties. But I
don't know. Wouldn't that be a separate contract thing though?
No, because up until now, like they invented that way to track metrics when streaming came about, so it mattered then.
Right.
But now it doesn't matter anymore, and especially for a company like Amazon, where people subscribe to Amazon Prime for a plethora of other reasons than fucking Amazon Prime Video.
The show's not going to drive,
especially after they came out with what is it, the Amazon Prime medical stuff.
Yeah, the medical stuff. Like you're going to cancel your medical coverage because it's ridiculous. But they've done the measurements. If they paid actors similar to their like the way they pay them for television like watches and views, they would have to pay them way more for their residuals.
So you figure they're worried about having that data be tracked because then it's something that the actors could use to renegotiate.
Yeah, that I'm sure anything that could save them from giving actors the money that they are due, and creators, not just actors, but all the creators. Yeah. Absolutely, I'm sure they'll try to fight for it with tooth and nail.
Gotta shaft everybody.
Yeah,
Jeff needs another foot on that yacht. You know,
when is enough enough? Why
another
does
ball on the rocket, man?
This is the thing that always drives me crazy. It's like you just have to, every quarter has to be more and more and more. Yeah. Why isn't just enough at some point?
That's the whole thing. You don't get to that level of wealth if you have the capacity for enough.
Yeah,
they are fundamentally missing something in their brain that lets them know they have enough stuff. They just
pay people what they're deserved.
They have a mental illness, as far as I'm concerned.
It did, but they haven't negotiated the new contract yet. Like all of the new contracts that they went on strike for haven't been finished. Like they said they would negotiate on that. So like that was their give. So now they haven't come out with a new one yet. But the new Fran Drescher was the president during the SAG president during all that shit. The new one, I forgot who's the new one. The new one, I was excited because I was like, oh, they're gonna do great.
I think I remember that like the big thing that sunk Fran was didn't she allow a provision for AI or something to make it through?
Yeah, but not in the way that the studios wanted. They're not going to get rid of it. They're not going to get rid of it entirely, but whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so that's what reverse BLT is doing. Watching Loki.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Andrew? What are you guys doing right now?
It's like a tangent within a tangent.
Yeah.
Those are the most fun. It's organic conversation, man. You don't get that on the internet all the time now.
No, you don't.
So.
Facts.
You can't script me because I can't read and talk at the same time. So.
Yeah. Teleprompters are more of a hindrance than a help for me.
Oh yeah, fuck that noise.
You're lucky that I can talk and breathe at the same time. Kind of. Sometimes.
If I start to sound like a robot, that's when you know I'm reading a script because I can't. Yeah. Like I stop even knowing what I'm saying and I'm just reading the word. I'd definitely be like Ron Burgundy. I would just say whatever the word said.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to watch that.
I have no idea what I was saying.
You haven't watched Anchorman?
I am actually thinking of making an entire series on my channel that are just I can't believe Reverse BLT hasn't seen this effing movie.
You should.
There's so
absolutely should. And then like when you need something to do, just
when somebody asks me about a movie.
When you need something to do, just go, oh, I'll pull a random movie or TV show out of this hat of shit that I haven't seen.
Of stuff that like there's no reasonable explanation for me not having seen.
Yeah. Fucking Anchorman, man. I spent fucking 10 years of my life quoting that movie. Every other word out of my mouth was a fucking Anchorman quote.
I know clips from it, and it was one of those movies that like I really wanted to see because like it was a major crush on Christina Applegate back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, never ended up seeing it.
Yeah, the first one was really funny. The second and whatever, I think there might have been a third one, but the first one was really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Andrew, you're gonna tell us what you're doing.
We interrupted you again.
No, you didn't. I didn't even start. I was like, oh, what are we on to? Quick, diversion.
I forgot.
So it's honestly right now it's a lot of the same for us. We just did an episode where we had Wolf Brother on. So if you've gone to WatCon or you just know Wolf Brother or Brad from the fandom, he came on and we had a lot of fun talking about was that the Darkhound episode? I think it was the Darkhound episode. Revisiting that from the book perspective. We just did an episode talking about the Horn of Valir and the hunt and how the horn might have been used or viewed or whatever during the Age of Legends, stuff like that. So we're still doing our episodes. I know this week we're gonna have Tavir and Tavern on for this week's episode, and then the next week I got to make sure that we're still good, but we're supposed to have Malkir Talks on to do that. So starting off the year strong with having some guests on, and we've got a couple other people that we want to reach out to and get scheduled on the books, both other people in the content creator community and people outside of the content creator community, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So doing that, getting our stuff together and starting the very slow early planning stages of getting out to JordanCon, WatCon again coming up this year. So nothing like too out of the ordinary for us right now. Just we keep putting out episodes every week, or at least mostly every week, and for some reason people still listen to it for some reason.
Because they like listening to you guys.
They love it.
I don't know how. I mean, we've made it. This is our 7th year doing this now.
It's crazy how freaking how long we've been doing these things.
Oh yeah.
Doing
this for 7 years, just about to finally get season 3.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's the biggest thing that pisses me off about the era of streaming television.
It's
like growing up in a time when they could literally produce 22 episode seasons every single year without fail. to now it takes 2 to 3 years in between 8-episode seasons. It's insane. But it's not because they don't have the ability. It's a business decision. So like we want to stagger the releases of our shows so that we have this constant idiotic idea of this constant stream of new subscribers for each new series back to back. And it's like, no, that's not how it's ever going to work. Stop doing that.
I don't have the best concept of time anyway, because like I'll go and rewatch a movie and be like, oh, that was great. I can't believe that movie. It's been 2 years since it came out, and I'll go and look, and the movie's actually been out for like 7 years, and I'm like, oh no.
I have the same problem.
I have time blindness is a real thing, and I definitely also that happens to me all the fucking time.
Me.
Yeah. And tonight will be the first like hour show that we've watched in like 3 or 4 seasons of our rewatch. Like I think all of the show, the last 4 shows that we've watched have had 26-minute episodes. So like we usually do 2, which is about 45. So this is the first one in a while that we were doing that has an hour-long episode, which reminds me that I need to fix the timer, because the timer thing is going to be all fucked up when I put it on screen, which is kind of why I brought that up. So I'm going to bring it up on screen, and it's going to be all broken and blown up and take up my screen for a second, and then I'll fix it. But if people want to get ready, it is an hour and 6 minutes. Oh, look, my face is gone. But I'll fix the timer now so that we can see it. It goes away at least. I'll give everyone a chance to, queue up their shows if they're going to watch it alongside us, and I'll share the link for the watch party in a second here. And then you can see my ugly face again when we go over here. Bloop.
It's a beautiful face.
Yeah. Okay. And no Lunacam today because my camera decided to take a poop and isn't working. So I'm using the camera that I usually use for the Lunacam for this right now. So,
but on the plus side, you're not like having it track you randomly.
Yeah, well, it's my cell phone now. So like my other camera has the whole tracking bullshit in it. But yeah, I don't know why. Like it would turn on, like I plug it in, it'd turn on, the lights would come on, and then it would just say plug in a camera. I'm like, you son of a bitch. All right, so I got the timer going. I shared the link for everybody. So if people are watching, go ahead and click that link. It'll have you download the fucking Teleparty app if you or a web extension if you don't have it downloaded already, and probably have you sign back into Amazon and all that. Anyway, give everyone a minute or two to do that.
It gives you issues with that. Just go to Amazon on the same browser, sign in on Amazon, because if you try to do it it's like 5 times, then Amazon will be like, oh, you've requested too many OTPs. And it won't let you request anymore. But I found that if I go to Amazon, make sure I'm signed in, and then load Teleparty, that it seems to do fine. But on Opera GX browser, you have to make sure you go and install the plugin yourself, or it'll just give you the wrong browser error. But after you install the plugin, you can use it on Opera GX. So
all right, that's a good thing to remind. I'm going to make sure I remind people to do it in that order from now on.
Yeah. Sign in on Amazon and then put in the Teleparty link, because then you're not trying to sign in and go back in through Teleparty and Which I think that's why it keeps resetting itself once it gets to the OTP, because Teleparty is still part of the URL.
Yeah.
So it registers that, and it's like, oh, there's an error. You're not signed in. Go back to sign in, and you quickly max out your one-time passcodes.
It works for the normal sign-in page, but not for the one-time the generator prompt for the one-time password page.
Yeah, if you get that, just go to regular browser, go straight to Amazon, sign in normally. Yeah.
Now we know.
Okay.
Probably should tell.
Good thing I could work around, because I can't sign into Amazon on any other browser until tomorrow. So.
It's frustrating. I have the ad-free Amazon. So if you don't have the ad-free Amazon, you might still get ads. It should catch you back up if you're watching through the teleparty link. If not, that's why I have the timer going. So you should be able to catch up that way.
I'll let you know because I'm not paying extra for ads.
It's a little ridiculous, but it was annoying for me to have to, like, if I got an ad when we were watching this, it fucked shit up. So that's the only reason why I did it.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
My stream before this, it was because the Disney Plus I have is ad supported right now. It does it screws everything up every time.
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. All right, I'm gonna press play. I'll give everyone his countdown, and then I'm gonna press play on the timer and the show. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Lift off.
Yay! Okay,
hopefully it won't blow up right after takeoff like SpaceX.
Oh God, yeah, that sucked. That was a lot of money.
It had 8 minutes. All right.
Are you giving us like a time frame now where it's gonna work for? It's gonna work for 8 minutes.
Yeah, if we get 8 minutes out of it, then it's at least as good.
Oh, that was when we got our butt rock scene. Sorry, I get very excited about Daniel Henney's butt. One of the things I love about the beginning of season 2 is they wasted exactly no time showing us channeling. Like they were like, look, we fixed it. I promise it looks good now. In episode 1 of season 2.
Well, there's I'm probably going to talk about it once season 3 starts again, but there's the one thing that I am not going to let Rafe just yada past is like is the stabby stabs not having any on-screen effects.
What do you mean?
At the in the finale of season 1 where everybody gets stabbed with the dagger.
Oh yeah.
And they're just and they're just fine.
And everything's fine. No reference to being infected with anything.
Yeah. It's like, we can all think of several ways that you could have gotten everyone in this scene past that. But you need to tell us which one of those things you used. You can't just yada past it and pretend it didn't happen.
That's what I was gonna say. The only excuse they could give was like, oh, it doesn't work on gear. Like that's
Be they a maiden of pure heart and no ill intent, the dagger has no power.
I was expecting them to start them out in a steading. That was what I was expecting. They were going to start out
trying to get healing for Loyal or something. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there we go. Now we have our explanation. So nope, they're just on the road. Everybody's fine. It's like, okay.
I will say that it looks like Yosha has grown up a lot. Like seeing these scenes of him from season 1, and then seeing like the clips and the images from season 3, he definitely looked like he's grown up a bunch. He looks like such a baby here.
Oh yeah.
You gotta give him credit for that actually, because he that's a good bit of acting that he's representing so much like of the character's maturity physically.
Yep. The one thing about the dagger that got me in season 2, and I'll bring it up when we get to the episode, is when Matt uses it to like open the Horn of Valir box, and it infects the box. Like the box has all those black tendrils all over it, and no one says a goddamn thing. No one's like, hey Matt, what the hell is that? Why is it doing that? Like, does it stop? Like, what's going on?
It would be hilarious if it Grey Gooed the entire freaking city.
Yeah, all of a sudden, fucking Thom is now Shadow Logoth 2.
I have to go back and look at that again, because I think when I watched it initially, I just assumed it was smoke.
It looks like black.
It did have.
I was more annoyed at it being turned into a lightsaber.
A lightsaber?
Yeah, that was silly. Oh, and there's our Trollocs.
Din, come back, Din.
Yeah. I did like this scene. I like being able to see a dark friend social.
Yeah. It was fun. And sitting here trying to figure out who's who around the table.
That was fun. That was definitely fun. I am sad that we didn't get the Ingtar payoff from the Great Hunt. I know, and Rafe did say that they filmed it, but it was just it was cut, which makes me even more sad.
I'm guessing for pacing.
Don't munch on my bunch of crunch. No kink shaming here. I like crotches of different nationalities all over the world. I don't discriminate on crotches.
It's one of the perks of being an IT guy.
Crawling under the desks.
I have an excuse for being down there.
Sir, you've been down there quite some time.
Oh, well, your thingamajig needs to be reset. Did you just say thingamajig?
My favorite was, I forgot, I think Josh might have had this this theory. I know a couple of people said that they thought like there was a sequence here when he was walking around with her that everyone was like, oh, it looks like he's walking around with a little person. I'm like, it's obviously a child, you mook. Like we see a kid in one scene and then he's walking around with a short person in another scene.
I remember that. Yeah, the whole internet losing their minds trying to figure out who is this little person.
Samael's going to be a little person. It's not Samael. Though I would definitely support what's his name? Peter Dinklage playing Samael.
I kind of want like a reversal of the joke that they did with Peter Dinklage in Endgame, or no, in Infinity War. No, wait, no, Endgame. Wait, which movie was? No, Infinity War. There we go. Where they had, he was A-Tree, but he's like gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see Samael being played by like some giant burly dude, just for fun.
Kind of like Toph from Avatar when they had the players episode.
Yeah, exactly.
So this scene is what makes me think that they're going to give that made me think that they were going to give Ishamael the creation of the Trollocs thing, the way he fucked with them there, but
yeah, how gentle he was with them.
Yeah, like almost like they were his children.
They still might. I mean,
they still might.
I'd be okay if they did. Much,
Though, to be honest with you, and you guys tell me what you think about this, but I guess reverse. You're on Fires of Heaven, right?
I finished Fires of Heaven, so I
finished Fires of Heaven.
Yeah, that was with the last.
And I know you've been spoilered for a bunch of stuff, but we'll try to keep them. Right. I'll try to be
in the whole series.
Yeah, it is definitely a great book. I still think that they should combine Agenor and Damodred's storylines, because like just give Damandred Agenor's past essentially, so that Damandred has like a better backstory than he was a powerful channeler and a smart guy and he was just jealous of Lews Therin. Like that's it. Like that was his whole storyline.
Don't be jealous of my swagger.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
I mean, do any of them really truly have, outside of like Lanfear and Agenor, any of them really truly have a really great background, much less motivation?
I mean,
a couple of them have like real motivations, but like half of the Forsaken motivations are just like
jealous of Lews Therin.
I wanted to do bad things and they wouldn't let me do bad things, or I was jealous of this one guy. So
the ones the ones that had at least, I don't want to say good because there is no good ones, but the ones that were interesting were like Messana and Agenor and Asmodean was just dumb, but like I really just want to talk to him and just be like, why? You're gonna sign your soul over? Though it kind of goes along.
Honestly made a lot of sense to me, though. He was one of the more believable ones for me.
And if you think about it, it kind of goes with the whole idea of like, old time jazz musicians making a deal with the devil to be able to play,
Mhm.
you know, like the saxophone, and
Yeah.
things like that. Thinking about it right now, that just occurred to me. Like I never really
Someone
thought about it.
selling their soul for more fame as an artist. That
Yeah.
one actually made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. This
I
scene, by the
still
way,
want
just before
Jack
we get
Black
away
to be
from it,
Asmodean, by the way.
that would be great. This scene was a really good scene. Just before we get away from it, this was I liked that they did the nod back to the bath scene and how you know, she did a great job looking really vulnerable right here and like scared, and then we jump right to, you know, sexy time with Thom. That's what.
But also, I love how they're showing us how both of them are just really just going through it right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're dealing with it in their own ways. See, Robert Johnson is Asmodean. Who's that?
I do not know. I'm gonna look that up now.
I did like that we got a nice nod to you know, another minor character that is a beloved minor character in
okay, I get what he's saying.
Dome.
Yeah, because so Robert Johnson, I remember this guy now. He's one of the people who they think was, like, if I remember correctly, inspired the story of like the Crossroads. You know,
the Crossroads. So he's an old musician.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recognized him when I saw the picture of him.
Blues or jazz musician. Oh, blues guitarist. There you go. That's cool. But I like
Sell Your Soul.
How did you? Well, I know. Yeah, you've read enough Bile-Domin stuff at this point, Reverse, to know. Like, how did you guys like this guy's Bile-Domin?
Wait, what now?
The actor who's playing Bile-Domin here. How did you like him? As compared to
I like him. I like him actually.
Julian Lewis Jones.
I think what we need is to see what I would have liked us to have seen him interact with his crew. I think that was really the only thing that the show didn't give us for him.
No, yeah,
I liked his interactions with the characters. That, you know, I liked his interaction with Maureen here, though.
Yeah,
like he felt right to me.
Yeah, I like his callback in the last episode too, or the second to last episode when you see him in Thom. He reminds me a little of what's his name, the guy that played Robert Baratheon in The Face.
Yeah, and even the way he talks, kind of.
Yeah. Only with the beard though, because he looks nothing like him in his like headshot picture that you could see on the X-ray if you're watching on Amazon Prime.
I like Rapunzel's comment. Belle needs a dog named Scooby. But no, I liked it. I mean, I would have, of course, I would have much rather seen him introduced like closer to, you know, his ship. But I'd rather see the character where he is than, you know, not at all.
Yeah, we barely got any stuff on like the water in this, except for basically the last episode. I love this shot too, by the way. The shot of the exterior of the White Tower, fucking awesome.
I will say this was definitely one of the things that they did a good job of addressing in the second season, was finally making the tower feel a little more like, you know,
majestic and big.
Majestic place full of people, and even though we still don't see a ton of people, but you know, it feels more like it would be full of people. And I'm very jealous of those warders right now, but that's a topic for another day.
I could see him coming out and be like, "Like zoinks, dooby dooby doo." I was thinking Sean.
I'm hoping that they partially included Bale so that we can get some scenes in season 3 or 4 that involve him more.
Yeah.
And so that we can skip past a lot of the, oh, hey, let's introduce this character.
Yeah, we remember him. He's he's a little sneaky. He's running messages for Moiraine. He also was stealing things like in the scene that we saw him in. So maybe he's a little bit of a shifty guy. So that sets up a way for him to be, just jump right into being a smuggler on a ship.
Exactly. With
that fucking bucket is disgusting, by the way. When they showed the water in that bucket, I don't know what it is about like gross sink water that just fucks me up, but like, oh my, I feel a little sick.
Probably because it's gross sink water.
Yeah. Like the look of it isn't nearly as bad as the fact that you know what it would feel like to put your hand in there. All the little chunks floating around.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Who else has worked as a dishwasher?
I did not work as a dishwasher because I couldn't do that shit. I was a busboy.
I can tell you exactly what that pot would feel like. I can literally feel it on my hands right now.
Oh God. Nope. I would learn how to channel in the moment that they were like, you have to channel to clean this. I would just somehow manifest the ability through not freaking be wanting to drink that water.
Yeah. Nope.
See,
that'd be excellent motivation.
They took the water now, and instead of it looking like dirty dishwater, now it just looks like dirty mop water.
Yeah. All the stuff
there's no more like chunks and shit floating on the top.
It's had time to marinate.
All soaked it up and sunk to the bottom.
So it was from the end of the cold open to now was 8 minutes. Took them 8 minutes to show channeling, just so they could be like, "Here you go, guys. It's pretty."
And I do like the sort of in-universe explanation they came up with. Not in-universe, but like the presentation explanation. Or I guess it does technically count as in-universe, but like the idea that we're seeing it through their eyes, and as they get more experience with it, we see it take on more colors and more complexity.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if you're gonna have that be your explanation, it's like with so many other things. Someone has to say it. At some point, someone has to say it.
It was a horribly inefficient filter job, given the amount of liquid she started with to the amount of liquid she ended up with. Like a significant portion of that must have not been water at all.
Well, there you go. Because a bunch of it could have been wine, like Iris said.
Or maybe
and
some
also
exchange
food
kind of thing.
Juice. It could have been food juice. This also starts Priyanka or Alana's magnificent jewelry collection showcase. I feel like every fucking scene she's in, she's wearing different jewelry. I really want to ask Sharon Gillam, the costume person, like what the fucking ear jewelry armory looks like. Like they have to have just like a wall full of freaking ear cuffs and stuff like that. But I love them. Like I don't know why I love it so much, but I love it. I'm surprised they haven't become a thing. Like I don't see people wearing them. Though I did see them a bunch at the Golden Globes, and I pointed them out. I forgot to take screenshots. I got to go back and look at the red carpet. I saw a bunch of actors wearing them at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I've never even seen jewelry like that for sale. So
they're called ear cuffs.
This is the world's worst grog bowl. If you know what the grog bowl is. If you've ever had actual grog, it's not bad actually. Like it tastes pretty freaking good.
No, I've never had grog before.
Yeah. What I was really disappointed in was when I had honey mead for the first time, because I really expected that to taste a whole lot better than it did.
I can't watch you drink it.
You must have had some that like probably wasn't that much back sweetened. That's typically what you have to do with honey mead to get it. Yeah. To get it nice and sweet, you have to back sweeten it.
So that's a good question. Arosa asked, "Is Nynaeve really 10 times stronger than Egwene in the books?" Nynaeve is, I would like
pretty
actually
fucking strong.
She's much stronger than Egwene in the books.
She's stronger, but I don't think it's not 10 times.
I don't remember exactly. Actually, we can look that up though. In
Making
the
her
companion.
10 times stronger than Egwene in the books would have put Nynaeve stronger than the Dragon Reborn.
She was just below Rand and just above. She was like she was just below. I think she's third or fourth most powerful.
Below, is she right?
I think it goes Rand.
If you look at her full potential,
Rand, Lanfear, and Ashamael.
And then Nynaeve.
No. There's a Shanshan woman that you haven't met yet.
Oh yeah. What's her name?
Olivia.
It's not Olivia, is it?
Is it? Yeah, I think it's Olivia.
I think it's Olivia.
Yeah. If someone in chat has the companion sitting nearby, go and check the companion. It actually says that all the channelers have like a power scale in there, and we could see what Nynaeve's versus Egwene's.
But didn't he like revise it like a ton of times so that like it doesn't really necessarily make sense anymore or something?
Yeah.
So she is the lower the number, the stronger you are. So yeah, Nynaeve is significantly stronger than Egwene. Olivia, not Olivia. There you go. Thank you, Skeeter.
Yeah, remember, like that's the ranking of like her potential power, because she never reaches that in the books.
Yeah, I mean, no one ever really does, right?
Well, yeah, they're still young. They're still pretty young.
The universe still exists, so we know that no one ever truly reaches all their massive potential.
And now here's our first example of the Randland Post, which apparently is amazing. Perrin can mail letters from the literal middle of nowhere.
I'm watching a Marine Corps advertisement.
Oh, okay. Perrin is currently writing. He's writing his letter to the girls right now.
I'm seeing one about Fresh Pet with Italian stereotypes.
Oh, what are you talking about, Woody?
That's exactly what it is. They literally made a guy go sleep with the fishes because he wanted to give the wrong kind of dog food to his pet.
Oh God.
What was I thinking of just now though? Oh yeah. Olivia's the whole like moon and stars thing, right?
No.
I mean, not moon and stars, but like something in stars or something.
No, the daughter of the 9 moons. No.
Oh, okay. I know something about that I shouldn't already know, unfortunately.
Yes. But hey, at least you're confused about it. So you'll learn when you learn about it from reading the books. You'll get it right.
Yeah.
He got spoiled on a bunch of things.
Not Olivia. My bad. Olivia. Not
it's Olivia.
Yeah. The
former
things I've been
Damane
spoiled on are.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like ways I could show some of the things I've been spoiled on that will only make sense to the other people who should know. But like I've been spoiled on that.
Yeah.
I've got partial spoilers about the fact that there's a box, but I don't know what the deal is with the box.
That's fine.
So technically, of named channelers, there are 19 that are stronger than Nynaeve at her 3 rating.
There you go. So
including all the male channelers, most of them are Forsaken.
Most of the Forsaken, and Logain probably, and Mazrim Taim.
Logain, Mazrim Taim, Narishma.
Yeah, Nynaeve is very, very strong.
Yeah. Sindane.
Which is why Rand asks her to help him cleanse the taint leader.
Yeah.
Oh yes, our first shot of Elias. I love this Elias, by the way. I love this. This
he's really cool.
Now, and you know this too. Yeah. So Elias in the book was an ex-warder. So I hope we get that. I hope we get that because it was just a really interesting aspect to his character. I honestly don't think they explored it very well in the book. I kind of wish they played with it a bit more in the book.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope we get that and get some exploration of that in the further seasons.
Don't play with it in the book. That's how you get paper cuts.
What's up?
I said it'd be really cool to get some interaction between him and Lan.
Yeah. So this is also a cool part. So someone pointed out recently, I forgot where, that Massimo was the only person here to do like a religious type thing in this moment to like say like a piece, which kind of lends to maybe him being the more zealotous one later.
It makes it
so
kind of.
Akeem, what's up, Akeem? Did they ever explain how all the guys are alive after the season 1 finale?
That's what we were talking about earlier. The yada yada with the dagger.
Oh, with the daggers. Yeah. Right.
No, that's still just been yada yada. We still haven't gotten anything for that.
Yeah, no. They don't even reference it. Like that's the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I'm never letting it go. Rafe, if you're out there, I'm never letting it go.
You shouldn't.
Stab wound. Stab wound who? Who got stabbed? What are you talking about? That didn't happen.
What a Shadow Logoth dagger? I don't even know what that is.
What is the Shadow Logoth dagger? That's not a thing.
I don't even know.
It was clearly with the hilt, and it just looked like it was the stabby part. And I was just so shocked he was knocked out.
Oh my god! I just had a full blown scene in my head of someone trying to stab somebody to death with the hilt of a blade.
Did he actually say that? Is that? Did he actually respond to it and say that?
He did say that. He did. He actually did say that.
That's funny.
It's a story best told aesthetic.
That's kind of funny. This is also a great, a lot like for people who have read the books and understand like the slyness of the game of houses. This is a great scene. But even for people who haven't read the books, like it's a good kind of back and forth with the two of them.
Yeah, I love how she played him here.
Yeah, it's great. Also making him like I don't know, fucking Swendiar aficionado or whatever that he is great. You know, he collected it in the books, which was pretty cool. It looks a lot like I kind of thought it would look, because they said it like looks fragile, like the pieces of it look fragile, but it's not, and I think they did a good job with that.
It looks like
white glass.
Yeah.
I actually honestly expected it to look a little more plasticky.
Okay.
Like unbreakable plastic, basically.
Does anyone else get Godfather 2? Yeah, thank you. I was hoping I wasn't the only one.
That or the scene, if you've ever seen The Big O. I don't know if you know that anime.
Yeah.
Remember the scene where Roger goes to talk to the guy who was growing the tomatoes?
No.
Yeah, it also gave me that vibe, though. If you ever watch that scene again,
I might have thought The Godfather at that moment too. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I think they were referencing The Godfather. That scene
probably, yeah. But I just want to see Lan put a tomato, or Thomas put a tomato in his mouth and run around chasing Lan. That's all I could see.
I'm gonna get you.
So, no, I don't want to bring that up because that would be a spoiler that I don't want to expose Reverse to yet. All right, so I won't talk about that yet.
Let's see what else. I know the name Moradin, and I know why that name exists.
Okay. I really do hope if they go to the Panax Palace or if they go to the museum that we do get a reference of something. They're not going to make it a Mercedes logo unless Mercedes gives them money. I can tell you that right now. They're going to make it. Whichever car company gives them fucking money, that's the logo it's going to be. I can tell you that right now.
We're just going to put like an old defunct company that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I would love a scene where Mogedion. I would love a scene where Mogedion gets all like excited because she sees a Nintendo Switch.
I was gonna. So
how bored I've been for 3,000 years.
Oh my god!
That's a
Pokemon Ruby on this thing.
Oh my god! If it's an Amazon logo, I will boycott the show. I'll be done.
Dude,
it probably will.
It's like a petrified part of like the Amazon logo on a box.
Oh my god!
There will be a functional freaking Echo.
Look, two great minds here. Two great minds, Arosa and Rapunzel.
Yes, gotta love it.
Oh shit, it's gone. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, that's the one thing I was really missing from the fight at the end of the series that everyone was kind of hoping for. Though I do like what they did. with Turok and Rand.
Yes,
like
that was one of my
I don't
favorite moments
honestly
of the season. Actually,
like I don't care that they cut the fight out because of the she fucking got him so good with that. Ugh. Anyway, like yeah, it would have been cool to see like an awesome sword fighting scene and like get some, but the fact that Rand is older, so he's a little bit wiser, if you want to call it that, like he does the smart thing instead of getting into a hand-to-hand combat fight. He's like, oh wait a minute, I can channel. Just kills everybody, which is what he should have done.
Bale's reaction here, like realizing how much he just had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like he could have got like super mad flip tables, but instead it shows a bit of like Bale's character. He's like, fair play, all right,
good job.
Yeah, he respects it. He definitely respects it.
This is the third age equivalent of typing GG in the chat at the end of the game. You just lost the round.
Good game,
he's a pirate. You got to respect the gangster wherever it comes from. So like he knows.
Players respect the game.
But the thing that I was missing from that was a chance to see inside Turok's room of curiosities, because they fight in that room.
Now, did you catch that? Like that's different from the books. Like in the books, Bale knew what was chasing them down the river.
Oh yeah.
In the show, he has no idea. He's just like, it's just figures and hoods. What's the big deal?
Yeah. We don't know where Bale's from. We don't know, like in the show, we don't know. Right. We don't know like what how much of his background is for him to know what they are. Though given in the show, they almost climbed on his boat. I mean, in the book, they almost climbed on his boat when he saw them.
Yeah, which is something like, as I have an ad again, so it's fine for me to talk over the show because I'm not seeing it right now.
Let's compare ads. Like, what ad did you get this time, Andrew?
Oh, some kind of, it just says guest favorite. Oh, it's an Airbnb. And now Burger King.
I have one for some kind of drug.
Well, this is American media.
Of course it is. It's American media and you got drugs. No.
It's for asthma. It's an asthma drug.
Is it at least
fire?
Is it? We're during the Nynaeve training with the warders scene.
I remember a lot of people being really upset about that. I thought it fit her character perfectly well to do that.
Yeah, well, we don't know if they've changed Bale in any way other than where and when he appears. We don't know if they've changed his character per se yet. Other than, like I said, when and where he appears.
I mean, to me, it felt like a way to introduce. I thought it was a chance to introduce Bail Doman. I think that's the main reason they did that.
They wanted to bring him in, and they weren't able to do it in season 1, and they want him to be there, so they
because I think they're going to use the character later, and I don't think they want to waste time when they get to him doing introductions. So they saw an opportunity to involve him there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Andrew, what were you about to say? I think you were about to talk about the fight.
Well, it makes so much sense for her to like do the physical training with the warders because if she can't channel, she doesn't want to feel hopeless like she did at Winter Night. So
right,
I mean,
it's a good question, Rapunzel.
Part of her brain is still in like defend Egwene mode.
We should probably keep it up to Fires of Heaven just for reverse, so we don't go too far. But he's been spoiled on some stuff that's after that.
Yeah.
As I say, part of her brain is in defend Egwene mode. It lessens here in about 5 seconds.
She doesn't mind if you see her neckies. That's a woman who doesn't care if anyone sees her neckies.
Didn't she birth her? Like, oh no, you're talking about her.
Oh yeah, Alana. Like, wait, whoa! What's this theory I haven't heard before?
That right? I was like, that sounds like a major spoiler from a later book.
Yeah,
Egwene, I am your mother.
But if you do have a chance to go back and check out, like, if go and look up on YouTube, like the blooper reel and like the behind the scenes reels that they made for that for this season, because there's some really cool stuff in there.
Part of my brain is turned off at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If you pay attention to this scene too, like one of my favorite things is how like focused and like passionate she's talking about having a threesome, essentially, or being in a 3-partner relationship, and then how quickly and no attention to detail she gives to channeling.
Yeah.
She never breaks eye contact either with Egwene.
Though I will say, the advice is kind of useful for channeling too.
Kind of. I was talking about the Wii from class.
She's like, "Oh, you're not bringing me a pineapple right now? Oh,
yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you had a pineapple. It was upside down. You're focusing on the individual grains. Just focus on it as a mass, and that's it. Like that. It's just the thing that you're using that can kill you or kill the people around you if you use it wrong. A sentence, literally one sentence. When she thought she was talking about having a throuple, it was fucking like a 2-minute and 30-second explanation.
Seriously, Priyanka, stop trying to seduce her.
Yeah. I mean, I get she's not a child in the show, but still.
Well, my main thing is just focus on other things for half a second. I am as horny as they come, but even I'm not horny literally every second of the day.
Well, you're not Alana Mosavi.
It would be exhausting.
This is another great one. I love. I forgot who mentioned it before, but they said they were good casting with Thomas. The whole show has great casting. I don't have one complaint about the casting for the show, other than I still wish they cast Shohreh Aghdashloo to play Cad Swain and not Elida, but we'll see. She's going to do great in whatever role she's in.
This is my single favorite thing about the show, is how they've expanded on these one-dimensional villains.
Yeah, me too. 100%. They gave them so much more depth and reason for being evil, other than I want to live forever. I want more power. Like, okay.
Or literally just for the evils.
Yeah, just for the lulls. There's some pretty good acting here, especially like, and when you imagine that literally nothing is happening in the room that they're in right now.
There might be someone off screen with a fan. That's about it.
Yeah, there has to be, because look at Nynaeve's dress; it's blowing. She does a great job, though. Look at that! Oh man, look at the veins on her forehead popping out.
Mm-hmm. The tears.
Yeah, her eyes are all bloodshot too. There we go. Bam! So in this scene, by the way, Landrin mentions that, you were able to do that weave with only seeing it one time. Mm-hmm. Now she's going to see a shielding weave one time and learn how to do that too.
Yep.
Though we didn't get a payoff by the end of the season of her using it, but
I think they'll hold off on that payoff for a minute.
Yeah, they'll use it at an opportune moment. Maybe one where they can reference this scene again or something. She'll shield Leandrin or something.
And a really good sort of transference of a scene, because in the books this happened between her and Swan, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ish.
And I think it worked. It actually worked a lot better here. They were able to do multiple things with it.
Yeah. Play with their relationship. Toy with the viewer's perspective of Leandrin, people that don't already know about her and stuff, or even us. Like I was still like on the fence. Like maybe they're not going to make her a dark friend. Like there was maybe they're going to subvert all the expectations. I was back and forth on it, especially if at this point I still thought that they may be combining the Leandrin and Elida storylines and not having Elida.
Yeah,
obviously that's been debunked at this point. Like most of my theories. Cool thing,
I liked how what's her name? Is it Rebecca Fleetwood?
Kate.
Something Fleetwood, right? Kate Fleetwood.
I
liked how she did a little physical acting to show us just how much effort it took for her to shield Nynaeve.
Yeah.
Like on the way out, she was like barely able to walk.
Yeah, she was like holding it. Yeah.
Also,
So-
people in the Wheel of Time do not bury people deep enough.
No, they never do. They do it for scavengers, I guess. Akeem, without being too spoilery, basically, the male Forsaken have a metaphysical, like an actual magical connection to the Dark One that kind of filters Saidin. But yeah, he's insane for many other reasons.
I don't even think that's really a spoiler, right? I mean, I thought that gets mentioned, like maybe not the exact the nature of it, but like the fact that the Dark One gives them a pass, so to speak.
By Fires of Heaven, you know, because if nothing else, Rand and Asmo, I think, talk about it.
Yeah, they do, because he cuts his connection as well. He severs the Asmodean's connection, and he does it to Agenor and Balthamel too in the first book.
Because Asmo talks about how he will now, if he uses it long enough, he will go insane because he no longer has the Dark
He feels
One
the taint.
protection.
Yeah, every time he embraces the
a taint.
Yeah.
That's great.
Your trial subscription to Taint Guard has expired.
You get 10 points. Hybrid Havoc, 10 points.
Yeah, I always liked how the taint was described, and it was like that weird sort of sick, oily feeling.
Yeah, reaching through a sludge to grab onto, this beautiful thing. Yeah.
Slick. Right.
Also, very happy that they didn't make being a wolf brother like a werewolf thing, where like Perrin only gets the yellow eyes when he's wolf brothering. It's a permanent thing, like Rafe has specifically said.
Yeah. Just I think they wanted to have like a sort of like, I think they just wanted like a watershed moment, basically, to have it be like,
well,
this is the Akeem, moment where afterward.
I'll say this: it is a big series, but the time that it would take for you to read that series is going to pass whether you read it or not. So you could spend that time reading it, and then have read this awesome series.
And I'll say the books that I've read so far, they were all very quick reads.
I mean, it depends on how quick you read. Some of them are big books, like 800 pages, 700 pages, 900 pages. The last one's 1,000 pages, but they're great. Like I love the books. I don't. If you start, and yes, welcome, Akeem. I can't say your name without thinking of Coming to America. I can't say it. Akeem. I can't say it. I love it. The Prince of Zamunda. I'm gonna forever just gonna think that. I'm sorry, buddy. But it's a fantastic series. The first book is the writing pace is a little different than the others, but that's because the point of view is very narrow, where it's like it's focused on the characters that are on the page and very little of the open world. But the rest of the series is a huge expanse of point of view, and it's very wide. Oh my God, I'm old. I'm so old. I'm sure you've heard it a million times, though.
Speaking of old, I'm seeing a commercial for like age-related macular degeneration treatments. So Amazon apparently thinks that I'm like 80 years old and have a dog. Neither of those things are true, Amazon.
And asthma.
Amazon thinks I have an interest in Ontario, Canada, but then immediately goes straight into like another Marine Corps recruiting video. And I'm like, I don't understand the dichotomy of being like Ontario and then
go to another country to join our
Marines.
military. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's because they're expecting us to be invading Ontario soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the audiobooks too are great. If you do audiobooks, Akeem, definitely a good listen. And the Rosamund Pike audiobooks are fantastic. I've only listened to the first one so far, but she does a really good job. It's a different feel.
Now I've had an incredibly douchey commercial for Range Rovers.
Oh God.
I will forever love the Kate and Michael ones, but they're not for everybody.
I love the Kate and Michael ones too.
I'm not saying you didn't. I know a couple of people that just they're not the voices that work for them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And here we go.
I mean, when I say
How long
couple, I
has it
mean
been?
literally couple.
Like they okay, so like I understand that they could have made it be a long time from when Perrin wrote that fucking letter to when they got it, but on screen it's really only been like a day or two.
Yeah,
he wrote this fucking letter in the fields. Oh shit! It actually said where they were too, and I forgot to say it. Like I forgot to mention it, but they were far away. I'll go back and check when we're done because it says in the X-ray text where they are. To reach Tar-Valon. Like they didn't, that means they had to have somebody sitting like in the, like they didn't have a person in their group who's like was running mail. I mean, just, I just can't.
There are two things that shows always seem to struggle with, especially sci-fi and fantasy, but scale and how much time should elapse between different things. You know, it's like you'll have like massive, like in Star Wars, for instance, you have Coruscant, and I think they gave us the official numbers for the population of Coruscant is like 30 billion, when it really should be literally like 100 times that.
Yeah, if every inch of the planet, maybe it's a small planet. Maybe it's a small planet. Oh yeah, the soundscape. Oh my God, is beautiful. You guys, if you don't know what the soundscape is, you guys got to go check out the Wheel of Time soundscapes.
I got to check in on that project because that was really amazing.
Yeah, the first one was fun. Did he start the second one? Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to get a link for that. Let me get a link for that, and I'll put it in chat, or someone in chat could if they could.
Yeah, I remember when you did the when you had him on and he demoed that. I was like, wow, that actually really is amazing.
For the people that don't know what soundscapes are, it's like basically an audio accompaniment is what he calls it to the books. It's like, background sounds, walking, thunder, lightning, people talking in a tavern background. And the way he does it is really well in that it doesn't overshadow the audio narration of the book. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I can't wait to get to do the whole series like that. This is our first major hint, obviously, that Leandrin is lying. So now, technically, she's just reading the letter. So if someone rewrote the letter and she was just reading it off the page, she probably could read it off the page because that's what the page says. But
and also, not a single mention of Matt Coughlin would be true if she rewrote it without
exactly
Matt Coughlin. So
exactly.
So yeah, I know. As of December, he's working on the Great Hunt soundscape for the Great Hunt.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I really hope that takes off and he gets like a lot of.
You might hear my voice on those soundscapes as well.
Yeah, I know you hear me make a noise. And
yeah, I made some sounds and laughs and Wheel of Time curses.
I know mine is the point where Moraine is telling the story of Manetheren. There's a point where like a villager just like shouts out or whatever. That's me.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I did a couple different takes, and like the one that I thought was like one of the worst was like he was like, "Oh, that's perfect," and I'm like, "Oh God."
Yeah, I've learned to just send them everything and let them pick what they want.
Oh yeah.
So this I think is going to be a very poignant thing on for all of the characters is their growth, like as a person. So like it's what's going to hold them back from being fully realized. Matt's acceptance of what happened when he was with the dagger and like being taken, being separated from it completely. Finally, being kind of a shit person, Perrin accepting what happened with his wife and what he did and moving on. Rand really just everything. Like he hasn't even experienced some of the things he's going to have to accept and move past yet. He still has a lot of horrible things to go through. And then they'll be able to be fully realized. I feel like that's what's going to be holding them back. Like it'll happen kind of in tandem.
Yeah, I don't know if Andrew's going through commercials right now too, but
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
I have
I was gonna
another
say, like,
Marine
yeah,
Corps
we-
commercial.
and I just
How
got
much
the
money did the Marine Corps give Amazon? Holy
A lot.
cow.
Yeah, like I think that's going to be a big. I think this is when we're going to see a lot of growth in Perrin. Like maybe not in season 3, maybe in season 4 when he's like ruling, quote unquote, in the Two Rivers as the Lord of the Two Rivers. We'll see him like have to come to terms with it and like admit it. Essentially, like I killed her. Like that's going to, especially he's definitely going to do it while he's in the Two Rivers because he's got to face the people in the Two Rivers with that information. Like that's got to be information that because everyone there knows her. Like obviously if he tells people elsewhere, they'll care and they'll be like, oh wow, it's a big deal. But telling the people that knew her and loved her and knew them together like is going to be really poignant,
especially as he gets closer to Fael.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll tell her eventually.
I think he'll actually tell her first. It just feels like a
Probably.
stakes progression that goes up if he tells the outsider first, and that's sort of helps to get them closer.
Yeah. I also
I love that reaction. Her
I
like,
love
damn it,
that.
I want to eat already.
Like that's the face
Yeah.
of like I just want to fucking eat. Like,
I just want to fucking. Can't we just eat? God damn it! The Adelace and Veren's back and forth. Like I would just watch a show about the two of them on the farm. It's definitely her, the two of them, and Moraine like as the Golden Girls. Just like I want that. I want a show. I want that.
Do it,
shit.
man. Tales from the Sick House.
Yeah.
Great.
She's definitely getting hangry.
I get it because honestly that food looked really good actually.
It did look good. I was looking at that plate. I was like, is that pasta right there? I want some pasta. I got some pasta in the fridge. I'm about to go make some pasta.
That's what
I'm
I
getting hungry now too, Reverse.
It wasn't what I was planning on eating, but I am eating it now. I'm definitely gonna have pasta after this now.
There you go.
I will have had pasta twice in one day, but I don't care. Damn it, I'm an adult.
I do what I want.
Biggest mistake they made was letting me get adult money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at the moment, I'm just an adult with no adult money. Because if I had adult money, there would be pizza on the way.
There you go. Which is only kind of one step. It's a step adjacent to pasta.
True. Honestly, if I had the cheese and everything, I'd just make a pizza. But I don't.
Something I haven't done in a long time. Made homemade pizza from scratch. Yeah,
I like making homemade pizza.
You know
the only
funny?
thing I don't like doing is making dough. I don't like making dough. I'll do store bought. I'll buy store bought dough.
I enjoy making the dough because it validates my purchase of a KitchenAid mixer. So
we use that for so much stuff. I use mine for so much stuff.
I have one. It never gets used. It just sits there, mocking me.
Well,
I always feel like I have to do it with my hands. You know what I mean? But I hate doing it with my hands because it sticks to my hands, and I'm one of those people who I can't stand it when stuff is on my hands. You know what I mean?
Ooh, Marcy, what's up, Marcy?
I got the carpal tunnel, so.
Oh yeah. Fortunately, I don't have that anymore. I have
you have carps in your tunnel.
Hands, but
yeah.
Carpe diem tunnel.
Yeah. A carpe too much diem. Now it's in my tunnel.
No. That sounds like a sexually transmitted disease now.
We'll probably see a commercial for it later.
Another thing that I don't have a single bad word about the show is the set design.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Yeah.
The only thing was there were a few times where I felt the sets looked a little too newish in the first season, but that's just one of those things that happens sometimes. A lot of times it comes down to lighting more than anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I get what Glenn's saying. I have a protruding disc or whatever, like slight disc bulging between my C5 and C6 spine. So like if I cough, laugh, or sneeze too much, it pinches and sends
I
like
feel that too.
shooting pains down the
Horrible
arms.
pain.
That's
I didn't even catch that he wrote something.
I got a fusion in my neck for that.
That's what they want to do, and I was like, I'm 31.
If you do that,
No.
they have to go through the front, and you'll have to shave your beard.
Yep.
Ah, there's our friends. There's our Sarlacc-faced friends. Old
Oh my God,
Sarlacc-faced.
I can't unsee it now.
Yep, you're never gonna unsee it.
It absolutely is a Sarlacc pit.
It's a Sarlacc pit. That's what that is on his face.
Freaking Rapunzel, this chat just aged 40 years.
Hey, listen, I've had back problems since I was 28. When my doctor, my new doctor down here,
26.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was diagnosed at 28, but it was definitely before that. When my doctor down here looked at my X-ray for the first time, he was like, "Were you in a car accident?" I'm like, no, I was just fat for a long time.
If I ever have kids, they're not allowed to play football because football is what fucked my body all up.
Me too, man. I'm like, I mean, at this point now, though, I'm more afraid of the brain injuries than my fucking body.
Yeah. How many concussions did you get playing?
So many. I've had at least 12 concussions, like 3 where I was unconscious.
I've only been knocked unconscious once. Funny enough, it wasn't playing football.
Mine wasn't either. None of the 3 that I've had were playing football.
So mine was sledding down a hill. I was sledding down a hill, and one of my idiot friends tried to jump over me as I was coming down the hill. Clocked me right in the temple with his knee. Knocked me out for like 5 minutes.
Also,
the only time in my entire life I've been knocked out.
I just realized that first Murdraw should absolutely still be fully good.
Yeah, they didn't cut his head off. She just stabbed him in the chin.
She just stabbed him in went up in the mouth, and that was it.
Yeah. And also, they don't really have a reference to the Shadow Logoth or the Mordor, or not Mordor. Wow, fucking Lord of the Rings. Thakandar forged blades. Yeah. The no, the one time was in wrestling, which was funny. A guy charged me, which you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to run on the mat, and he charged me, and my forehead hit him in the chin and knocked him out.
I assume it hurt him too, though, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah. And then the other 2 were fighting because I'm dumb. I got hit in the head with a skateboard, and I don't remember. I got hit in the head with something else, another weapon of some kind. It was like it wasn't a baseball bat, but it was a stick. I think it was a stickball bat. Yeah, it was a stickball bat.
I'm actually genuinely surprised that I never got knocked out in a fight. But with my luck, it does
never
make
got
sense
knocked out ever.
You've never been knocked out ever?
Yep.
Also, the idea here. So
that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of people were pissed that Lan couldn't fight as well here, but when you think about that, he doesn't have his warder abilities, which is interesting because he's not. We find out at the end of the season that Maureen isn't. Severed. That she's only shielded. So that means that means she was masking his warder bond prior to being stilled, and for some reason can't unmask it.
Right. I mean, that's what I thought was going on the whole time.
But when you mask the warder bond in the book, or at least as far as I remember, I'm pretty 90% sure. Was it just masks their location and their feelings from their warder, not their abilities, not the fact that he can move a little faster, he's a little bit stronger, he doesn't need to sleep, he doesn't need as much food. That stuff didn't get masked in the books, at least.
I figure you could explain this.
There you go.
I figure you could explain
more like
this
the
by
bond was removed. So.
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. That's what we all thought. That was the hint.
Yeah.
This is a good fight scene, though. And Lan did hold his own against 3 fucking Murdraw. All right.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the
And I would not have
episode.
expected him to beat 3 Murdrell by himself.
He does hold his
Murray
own.
helping.
He does hold his own against multiple Murdrell in the book, but he doesn't come away unscathed. He definitely doesn't come away unscathed.
Yeah.
And if we consider the idea that he's also very distracted and not really on his game right now because of what's going on between him and Moraine,
Exactly.
I think it's plausible that it would have ended the way it did.
They don't have special abilities, but they do talk about how warders require less sleep and less food than normal people. And it was always kind of hinted at that they're, like a little bit more
human than human.
Yeah.
They can sense the presence of shadow spawn.
That is an ability that they get. That is an ability that they get too. But it's not like, they're superhuman. It's not like, each warder is Captain America or anything like that. It's more like just slight little nudge, because even the older warders are very, like, don't get me wrong, through training and good diet and all that stuff, I'm sure even 50 and 60-year-old men could still hold their own in a sword fight and things like that. But every single warder is still like peak of their, prowess, physical prowess. So it makes sense to think that they would have some sort of physical enhancement through the bond as well.
I had imagined it as being. It's funny that you brought up Captain America because I had imagined it as being a little bit like that, in that they weren't superhuman. They were just peak possible human ability.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like unenhanced, but because you got to remember, Unleashed, our humans are fucking ridiculously strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would make sense that they could do some pretty impressive things.
Yeah. When your body doesn't regulate things to not, tear muscles off bones and things like that. Absolutely.
I am glad that I didn't watch the coming up this season thing when I first watched the episode. It would have spoiled a bunch of shit.
Oh yeah.
They put a bunch of stuff in there.
I know. When I was watching Once Upon a Time, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "These are definitely overt references to to Wheel of Time." I was okay with it though.
Gotta love it. I'm still waiting to see how Balefire is going to look on screen. I have an idea in my head of how I want it to be done, and I put it out on Twitter so many times, just hoping that Rafe would see it and be like, "Yes,
what is it?
That's a good idea."
So tell us what is it?
So I imagined it as, if you think of molten rock, but as a liquid. So kind of like a stream of white hot molten rock, and that when it collides with the thing that it plucks, that there's an effect where sound stops for everything.
Okay.
And then there's a sort of I can't explain it, but sort of a popping, explodey kind of sound right afterward as the thing gets erased. And a flash, so it's bright light and the thing is gone while that sound happens.
Okay.
It's hard to really do it justice in my mind. I should see if I can find a description of it, because I think I wrote it better.
There's a sound. There's a sound in the sound of an implosion, when sound things are kind of sucked in, kind of.
Yes, the kind of that popping kind of weird cavitation kind of noise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could see that. I would it's described in the books as just a beam of white light. So yeah, I would definitely like it to have a little bit more than just that. But having it look simple, but still be so destructive would be, a kind of an interesting thing. Though I hope we get the almost when you look at the sun for a second and you get that after image of I hope you get that on whatever gets erased. You know what I mean? It's for a second.
You're supposed to, because whatever it touches is supposed to go photo negative.
Yeah, exactly.
The same moment too.
Yeah.
Which makes me think of the Dragon Ball Z Super Broly movie.
Oh shit! I haven't
after
seen that
after Broly finally goes actual legendary Super Saiyan, they're
I haven't seen fucking that.
Power is maximum.
Yeah.
Fucking Broly.
I do like the new. I like the new Broly. I like the new Broly a lot more than the old Broly.
Okay. I haven't watched the new
A lot
Dragon Ball
better
Z stuff.
motivation. It's no longer just you cried a lot as a baby Kakarot, ergo you should die.
What's the new story?
Brainwashed by dad is the new story.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, technically, dad. So his dad, Vargas or whatever, only wants him to take out Vegeta, since King Vegeta and all are gone now.
Yeah.
And Goku just gets involved in the fight, and at the point, Broly has completely lost his mind. What's her name destroyed the electric collar remote control, so he can't control Broly anymore. So just anybody that shows up and fights, like Broly fights. Like, there's a point where Broly's beating the crap out of Frieza, then he starts fighting Whis.
What's up? It's the Dusty Wheel showing up. Yeah, we just finished the episode. It ended like 3 minutes ago.
Came in right as we're talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we're going off on tangent number. Who knows at this point?
It's the sixth turning of the wheel is clearly
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god!
That's when oh man, oh god! Now we got to.
Broly is the Dragon Reborn gone completely rogue.
Yeah.
Very Saiyan, Dragon Reborn.
Vegeta's a Shamel.
Oh my god, it's terrible.
Oh, I hate that Marasu is right. I hate that technically that's right. Kale was canon first in Super.
Yes.
And Kale is Universe 6's Legendary Saiyan because each universe gets one.
Rand Ball Z. That's fine. I mean, they already have, like, the dragon could be Shenron. Like, we haven't seen Shenron in forever.
You have gathered the 7 Quindiar balls.
Yeah.
I shall now save reality.
Yeah, we're incredibly amped for season 3, Matthew. Incredibly amped.
I want to see how they manage to do, because I'm still expecting snakes and foxes. I'm just expecting it to happen in Tenchico.
Okay, all right. You can hold out your hope. I hope we see snakes and foxes too, but it's an easy cut for them to save a lot of money on effects. Or even forget about computer. I'm talking about just the costuming for that and makeup and all that.
I just figured they were going to do them mostly in shadow.
Yeah, but then that's cheap. Then I feel like that's a really cheap way to do it. Like, not just financially wise, like just in general. People will be pissed if you just get hooded figures instead of the snakes and the foxes.
I mean, given the Ashandere that we have, I don't have the utmost confidence that we're going to see them.
That's not the Ashandere.
I don't think that's the official.
Now, granted, I don't know if they'll go with
Ashandere
the way I would write it.
I hope it's not.
I would have taken that as like a payment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like so he exchanges it for the Ashandere. That's how I would have handled it. But like, again, obviously I don't know how they're gonna do it. But like, that's not the Ashandere.
Yes, the healing ability too. Sorry.
Oh yeah. They heal faster. Yeah, they have increased stamina.
They're also more resistant to shadow, the shadow spawn wrought or the shadow wrought weapons, the Thakandar forged blades. They're more resistant to that, and Moraine mentions that in the books.
And they're not affected by the freezing fear either, right?
No, they still feel it, but they have a higher like resistance.
Yeah,
that I think comes more as a factor of training than
probably
order bond,
because regular people also can be resistant to it.
Yeah, like in season 1, like even in the show, like Thom didn't even flinch. He wasn't like and then attack. He just immediately went in the fight.
Yeah,
I mean it helps whenever you've got like evil possessed Matt going, "I see you," and delivering one of the coldest lines of season 1.
Oh, for real. I'll be sad too. But I'm also I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
There's things I want, but I can understand dropping the fin, especially like if you have to do something different with Moraine so that you don't have Rosamund Pike.
Have to come back in 2-3 seasons. Yeah.
That was my big prediction from like early on was that her death was going to be
retconned or
stick.
changed or
No,
not
it's gonna stick.
Oh,
It's
if it's
gonna
not going
happen,
to
and it's gonna be done.
Was it?
That's it.
Was it like the quote from Megamind or whatever? My death was greatly exaggerated.
Well, yeah, that's an old quote from Shakespeare too, isn't it? Right? Reports of my
Mhm.
death have been greatly exaggerated.
Yes,
What's that from? Something from a long time ago.
I think. Yeah, the how they're going to work the Finns back into the show now is going to be interesting. Like where Matt ends up, how Matt's going to end up there is like all of that is going to be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, I just figured that the doorway is going to be in the Primarch's palace.
Could be, but that's if he goes. But then he would have to go there.
That's where I think he's going to go.
Okay, all right.
I think he's going to accompany the girls to the
To
ladies.
Tanchico, go tanning in Tanchico for a little while. I am really interested in seeing Rudian and seeing the square in Rudian. There you go. Mark Twain said it.
Mm. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi,
Norm, by the way.
I'm still hoping, like, when we see a big pile of crap from, like, that could be from, the Age of Legends or whatever, that we see something that's like technological. You know what I mean? Like that's like like a computer chip or like something with a screen on it, or just obviously broken or whatever, but just some sort of reference.
Stuff that we would recognize as technology. I mean, because it still should be far future stuff from our perspective.
Ooh,
right?
Just want there to be like a big block Hemi or something on like engine crane or whatever.
Just sitting
to the side.
Sitting on a cherry picker like somebody was working on it.
It's still got like a PBR can on top of it.
We don't know what the PBR stands for.
I definitely do really. I want to see like a half assembled, like one of the, what was it, what were they called? The ships that they got around in.
The show wing.
Yeah, I would like to see like half of a show wing or something.
Something like that.
Just stuff that says, because those were
just
my
the
favorite
bat
moments, like reading, just like the moments where like I still remember the first moment in reading the books when it suddenly became clear that I was reading a science fiction series.
Yep, post-apocalyptic science fiction series. I tell people that all the time. It's a post-apocalyptic science fiction series with a fantasy setting.
Right.
That's basically
I still want my what I call my Mieran Farnsworth cold open.
Okay.
Where it's just Mieran walks into a room full of other scientists and goes, "Good news, everybody!
Good news, everybody!" That's fun.
An amazing new source of power.
I think the only, off the top of my head, the only tech thing I can think of them finding in the books is Ishamael getting the glow bulbs. That there's a scene when I think it's Lanfear, or maybe it's Semiraj, goes and sees Samael when he's in Ilion. And he's got like paintings and stuff like that from the Age of Legends and a bunch of shit around. And he has glow bulbs, essentially light bulbs. And she's like, "Oh, where did he find those?" Like she has in her head. And I think that's the only.
I remember
tech that isn't. And when I say tech, I mean things that are science and not
right.
Not magic, one power powered. Yeah.
Right.
Because they do find.
I remember
other stuff.
I think it was Mogedian. I think it was her going off about like missing communications devices and such.
Yeah, she does. And Samael also goes off on, if I could only find a shock lance or two, or something like that. Yes, I know magic is just science we don't understand. But
I firmly believe that.
I mean, I firmly believe that too.
It's either science we don't understand or it's a lie.
But
that's
in that same vein, like we're not talking about real, technology. We're talking about things that are like, oh yeah, here's this statue. Here's I don't have any. Yeah, here you go. Here's this statue. Oh, it has all of the world's knowledge in it. You just have to go woo 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 woo, and then you have access to it. Like I want to see it. You know what I mean? Like I want to see something that's a reference to. Our, not our time, but something that's recognizable. Yeah, that doesn't belong.
Right.
Like I was hoping, like when they blew the Heroes of the Horn, we would have seen someone in that arraignment wearing like, you know, fatigues or something, or even just any kind of military garb from any country ever.
Yeah, something
I have
recognizable.
to quickly change it and like, oh, wrong era.
Oh, whoops.
Let me put down my M4 with underslung grenade launcher and pick up my
that would be hilarious.
bow and arrow.
No, I mean, if he comes back with if they come back with the weapons of their time, that would be fine. You know, like just you see some dude blowing away freaking Shanshin with a M16 or something. That would be hilarious.
What was that like magic or fantasy story where like the person is like, wait, we have rockets, and they just like immediately destroy the big bad that everybody had been afraid of, and it's like it's like when this thing appeared the last time, all they had were like, you know, bows and arrows and stuff. We have like guided missile systems. You know?
That's like almost the plot of there's an anime called Gate, where like this magical gate opens in like downtown Tokyo or something. And everybody that comes out is like, you know, demi-humans and humans and stuff. They all have like medieval and Renaissance era weaponry, so it's all like swords, bows and arrows, crossbows. And of course you got like the modern day like Japanese self-defense force that retaliates and goes through the gate, and they've got tanks and jets and helicopters and 50 cows and everything. Like it's
it's
great.
like one of the fun things to think about, like because like I never really like one of the things I always wish fantasy would do is like have more stuff set in a non-medieval style world, like a more modernish world, just because that's why they don't do it though, because the challenge of figuring out
marrying those two things together. Yeah.
Well, how do you make magic relevant in an era where a lot of our science is now actually pushing the boundaries of what we would consider magic? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
You go another 250 years or so, we will literally be doing shit that's like magical. You know,
that's rough, Irish Bear. If they had like a third two-step authenticator on the terangrial or something, I can never get it open.
I mean, a lot of it kind of uses biometrics. Right?
Oh man.
You need to change your password.
There's another
Legend of Korra did it beautifully. I do agree with you on that. Legend of Korra did do that really well. I really enjoyed that. And also Brandon Sanderson with his Alloy of Law series, which is the second series to Mistborn, was really good. And supposedly, you know, like his plan that he always talked about, like when the first Mistborn book came out, his plan was to do 3 sets of series, one being fantasy, which was Mistborn, one being urban fantasy, which is Alloy of Law, and then one being science fiction fantasy, to see the development of magic and technology and society through the ages, with, you know, having magic be in the background. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. Like how would that change?
Yeah, he hasn't announced the science fiction version yet. He's still in the Alloy of Law era, I think.
Well, I just started reading Mistborn, so
I loved Skyward so much. And Skyward isn't a Cosmere book, so it doesn't come with all the baggage of feeling like you have to read all the Cosmere to get into it.
You mean yet, right? Because
he said it's not. He said he said it won't be a Cosmere thing. So I'm glad with that, because I love the Cosmere and I love Sanderson, but sometimes it's a lot for my brain, at least. All right, so one thing that we started doing for some of our new friends here, Aerith and Akeem and everyone. At the end of our show, we started doing a interview with that week's guest that was themed for. So if you've ever seen Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton, great show. And this is, again, every single time I'm going to mention this. If you're a person that goes to thrift stores often and you find like a DVD collection of Inside the Actors Studio, I will not only pay you for it and to ship it to me, but I'll give you some swag that I have around, because I always have some shit around from like tour and stuff. So I will send you things because I've been looking for it forever and it's super expensive to buy. But at the end of each episode, he would ask each guest a set of 10 questions, and it was like a thing. So it was always the same questions. So we stole a few questions from him, and the rest we kind of themed after the other questions that he's done. So Reverse, we've done it with already, and you should be able to find his. There's a playlist over on the Dragonmount YouTube channel where we've kind of started to clip out. I'll take VHS too if you can find them. I'll get a VCR. I don't give a shit. And I'll just rip them onto digitally. We started to clip out the interviews. We were calling them inside the Dragonmount studio interviews. So we started clipping them out and putting them in their own playlist so people can go check them out. I've done them with all of our guests for the last 2 seasons or 3 seasons of shows that we've done, and also Guy Roberts, a couple of authors from Tor that I've interviewed. And I'm going to see who else I can get. I should have a line on a couple other cast and crew from the show soon on whether or not we can get them to come on for an episode of this rewatch. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. But with no more build up. So since we've done it with Reverse already, Reverse, I'm going to toss you backstage for a couple of minutes while we do the interview. And then I'm
put Andrew to the question.
And put Andrew to the question, exactly.
No one expects the Dragonmount Inquisition.
Exactly.
It just happens to you. Okay.
Dun, dun.
And since we've started, we've gotten a little bit more professional with it, and I made an intro and everything. So here we go.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Hello, Andrew, and welcome to Inside the Dragonmount Studios. Oh, I'm doing great. Fan-frickin-tastic. How are you doing?
I couldn't be happier.
Is it because we just watched The Wheel of Time? Is that why you couldn't?
Oh, yeah. Always puts me in a good mood. And I'm here with you.
Yay. And apparently because he wants to go right in front of my screen, Luna. Hi, Luna.
Adorable.
He sits on my desk in his little bed that's right there, but sometimes he likes to get up and just sit directly in front of my screen, which I can't have happen right now, buddy. Go eat your food. I put your food out. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to James Lipton because we stole this idea from James Lipton, or I stole this idea from James Lipton because I love the show Inside the Actor Studio. I watched every single episode as it came on as a kid, and I will watch it in infinity, like whenever I see it come on television, which is almost never now, but I have the clips I can relive on YouTube. Anyway,
I'll have to make sure to watch a few of them.
They're great. I would particularly suggest any of the Robin Williams episodes. They're absolutely unhinged. But he also one I think you'll like is he interviewed the whole cast, well, not the whole cast, but like the main people from Family Guy. Oh, so it's like Seth MacFarlane, Seth Green, Alex Borstein, and I forgot the other 3 guys' names, but there's 3 other guys that like do most of the other voices on there. Mm-hmm. And and Mila Kunis, and it was hilarious. He also did The Simpsons too, which was great.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, Robin Williams though is great. Anyway, today we have Andrew, so that's who the special person is today. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be better than the Robin Williams. No, I'm sorry, I love you, but
no,
it won't.
I don't think I could ever hope to ever be even half as good as a Robin Williams episode.
That's fair. With that though, we like to start with hard-hitting questions, and we're going to jump right into that, which is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur? I got to go with the T-Rex.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of like an obvious answer, but growing up, I was never a big like dinosaur kid.
Yeah.
So Jurassic Park was my first really big forte into dinosaurs, and
okay,
the original first Jurassic Park with the T-Rex showing up, and just that moment when it touches the fence and is like, oh, it doesn't hurt.
Oh,
fun time.
Yeah. The movie still holds up real well too. They did a great job with like the effects and stuff in that movie. I love Jurassic Park. There's a particular look up if people have a chance, look up the Yas T-Rex meme. It's hilarious.
Really like the one where it's got the T-Rex with like the little extended grabbers, and it's I'm
Oh, yeah.
unstoppable now.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite word?
Favorite word. Schadenfreude.
Okay. Which is?
It's a German word
that doesn't speak German.
Yeah, so it doesn't translate directly into an English word. It's more of an English phrase. It's the word the Germans use for taking pleasure in the pain of others. So not like super sadistic, but like you see somebody like trip and fall down the stairs, and like they get up and they're fine, and you laugh. You know, that kind of
A little
stuff.
Schadenfreude. Yeah.
Okay.
The Germans do have some great words that mean entire sentences or phrases.
I like the word for TV, Fauseya. Literally just translates into to see far.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. There's a word in German that means a face in need of punching. Like you would say to this person, like you have it's Backpfeifengeist.
Yeah,
I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but it basically means you have a face in need of punching, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any language.
I haven't seen Avenue Q in a long time.
Any language that can take like a really good phrase like that and just makes a word for it.
Just one word in there.
Fantastic.
That's great. Okay. What is your least favorite word?
Do I have a least favorite word? I know for the longest, like as a kid, it was my first name. That was always what my parents called me when I was in trouble.
Andrew.
Of course, it is Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Running. Because running was created by the devil.
Okay.
Clearly.
I understand that.
What I'm going to go with.
Yeah. If you see me running, you should run in the same direction because I don't do that.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I'm too old. All right. And then our last vocabulary question, which is, do you have a favorite, and it doesn't need to be from real time, could be from anything you want, a favorite fantasy curse word replacement? Like just a fictional curse word replacement.
I think it's fantasy or just not real.
Yeah, from a TV show or like a movie.
Well, this comes from a Benedict Cumberbatch interview.
Okay.
Where he was like doing like a Mad Libs on I think it was like Jimmy Fallon or something. And he gave him the phrase, the word flibbity gibbet.
Flibbity gibbets, yeah, that's a good one.
It's just always been that one. It's like
that's an English one, I think. Yeah. There's one from it doesn't matter. This isn't mine.
If I have to choose like an actual like fantasy made up, the only one that really comes to mind is just Mother's Milk in a Cup.
I mean, yeah, it's a good one.
I'm just like, who thinks of that?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just the visual that goes along with like that being set up.
Yeah, and it's just so outlandish and crazy, and just like it draws like a horrible picture in your head, I feel like. All right, what is an everyday sound that you love?
I have to say, like the sound of whenever your coffee maker starts brewing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like it's like a good way to like kind of start off. If you have like a pre-programmed one, it's a good way to start off your day because you're like, I remembered to set myself up for coffee today.
Thank you, past Andrew.
Yeah, I don't have a drip coffee. Well, I still have the drip coffee maker, but I don't use it anymore because I got the what is it? The Ninja Luxe Cafe.
I love a good old percolator. I love a good old percolator. Just That is a little fancy for me.
Yeah.
It's a little fancy for me. You have the one that does the steamed milk and all that.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I mean, as far as
Chinos up in
espresso
there.
machines go, especially for what it does, like it's a very like affordable option in the world of espresso machines.
That's
So
cool.
once again, it's something a coworker talked about that I looked at and was just like, yeah, I want it.
I want that.
And now
I love a good cup of coffee. Okay. Now the next ones are more fantasy-esque. We leave behind the James Lipton inspired ones, and we get to different ones. Now, and I had an idea on doing something different for this season, and I think we might do it for future seasons too. The next question is, what character do you think in fantasy or science fiction or in any form or fashion, comic book, video game, movie, TV show, do you think would make the best roommate? Now, in the past, that was where the question ended. But I think for our future ones, what I want to do is make it specific for the TV show that we're watching. So who in the Wheel of Time do you think would make the best roommate? Let me know what you guys think of the change in chat. We don't have to keep it.
I'm gonna have to. So, should I keep it from like characters we've already seen in the TV show to now?
Any character you want. Then, you know, you don't have to go too much. You don't have to go too much into the character if it's like from further ahead. It could be anyone you want.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, from the books, it's not too far ahead, but I'm gonna go with Lenny.
Oh shit!
Lenny would be an incredible roommate. You would get all the wisdom. You would have all of your needs taken care of. You'd be kept on track. Like that's the big one. Kept on track for everything.
She wouldn't be able to resist taking care of. Like, you know, you're a roommate. She's not like your mom, but like she wouldn't be able to resist like taking care of you because of just who she is. Yeah. That's a good one. That's really good.
Just if like the taking care of the common areas, like even if it was something you were supposed to do,
she would do it.
She would
do it
make
better than you.
Well, yeah, but then she would make sure that you did what you were supposed to do, and you'd get like an encyclopedia worth of like phrases and life lessons as to why this is like the most important thing you're doing in the moment.
Yeah, I totally agree.
She's not available. I will take Mistress Alvear because honeycakes are great.
Home baked honeycakes, like whenever she feels like cooking them, that would be fantastic. Whenever. Oh yeah. That's a good answer. Okay, and then in that same vein, who in the Wheel of Time do you think would make the worst roommate?
I mean, Pat and Fane, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, like, forget about the evil part, and he might try to kill you. He seems like an ill-kept person. Like he doesn't clean up after himself. His room would probably smell real bad.
He's gonna take all of your shit, right?
That's true.
Like all the food you had, like even with your name on it, he would be the kind of person to take your container with your food in it that has your name on it, eat the food, and then put the empty container back in the fridge and be like, I don't know what happened.
Oh my God, you're 100% right. You're 100% correct.
You must have ate it. I can't believe you don't remember. How irresponsible are you?
Oh, that's so fucking. By the way, have you seen Randall Thor? Okay, so the next one is. This one doesn't have to be specific for real time. It could be anything. If you had to join or take a job, so join a group or take a job of any position in any part of fantasy or science fiction, from any TV show, comic book, movies, which one would you want to be? What would you want? What would you pick?
Oh, my first thought was the Avengers, but I don't have any of those fancy powers.
Well, I mean, there's you know, like the Punisher is a human who's an Avenger.
I mean, that's true, but he's also got a lot more and better training than I do.
That's fair.
I think like being an Auror from like the Harry Potter universe would be cool.
Okay.
Just because getting into the magic, and it seems a lot more accessible than becoming an Avenger, you know?
Yeah. That would be cool.
I don't know how like suddenly gaining magic powers, it seems more accessible than
being a superhero, but I get it.
Yeah.
And then being accepted into the Avengers. But I get it.
Yeah. They got a pretty high bar, and then like you got what was the TV show that they did with Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
Oh yeah. And then afterwards, like he's got the hearing aids from the tinnitus and all the joint
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything after that, and I'm like, yeah, this dude just made it through like one enlistment in the military in like a crash course time.
Yeah.
I've already done that, so I'm good. Give me the magic.
Fair. That's fair.
I want the stick that does the fancy stuff.
There you go. There you go. Which is what Harry Potter wanted to be when he was in school.
Yeah.
What is a job or a group that you would never want to be a part of?
Oh, the Legion of Doom. Like the old school, old animated Legion of Doom, where they always did like the cagey, campy meetings and the really weird Darth Vader top half of mask layer.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
And always had the worst plans. Like, we're gonna steal the moon.
Yeah, basically, like even Gru from Despicable Me did that plan better than the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now the next question is the deepest one of the bunch.
Oh no.
Is there a depiction of the afterlife from any form of fiction that you would like to be true when it's your time? Or mythology?
Oh, what is that movie with all the celebrities in it at the end of the world? This Is the End.
Oh yeah,
Got, Seth Rogen and everybody in it. And at the end,
Channing Tatum on a leash.
Seth Rogen shows up in heaven, and they're all hanging out, and then suddenly, the Backstreet Boys come out and start singing. Like,
okay,
that would be a pretty cool. Like, it's like the party heaven.
A party, just a big massive party.
It's like heaven, but like a heaven that allows like what
debauchery.
Most Christians would consider earthly sins, kind of thing. Like
debauchery.
it's heaven plus like weed and everything else, like just party kind of thing. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun.
All right.
So if not that, then again I'd have to go with like the kind of Harry Potter one, because the more deep answer to the Harry Potter heaven thing is that it's that the afterlife that Harry sees is a vision of an afterlife in his own head, so that your afterlife can kind of be whatever you create,
what you make it
to be.
It's kind of like a Discworld one too. It's kind of what you make it out to be and what you think you deserve, which is it's a good one. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for participating in our little questionnaire. We'll bring our good. Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring our good friend Reverse back in so we could say goodbye to our friends.
Never thought I'd ever have to think of like a least favorite word. How many times have people chosen moist so far? Is that been a popular one?
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's definitely been one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fun fact, Guy Roberts' favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex, which is also my favorite dinosaur.
Hey, I'm in good company.
Yeah. Not a T-Rex. I'm sorry. You said T-Rex. It was a Triceratops. My bad. I was thinking of your answer when I said that. So I can't see. This is the thing. I can't think and at the same time.
All I know is he's got Schadenfreude stuck in my head now. The song from Having
You're welcome.
I didn't realize that was a song. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I learned the word. Schadenfreude.
I first heard it in like an old, like really crappy internet skit where like they were saying something and this dude was just like, I can smell the Schadenfreude.
It's also it's growing up in New York. I know a lot of Yiddish, and it's one of those Yiddish words that's not a Yiddish word. It's just a German word, which is kind of what Yiddish is. Like Yiddish Pretty is a weird amalgam.
German slang.
Yeah, it's a weird amalgam of like Hebrew and German and English slang. And I heard a lot of friends, families say that when I was younger. And I think they use it in one of the Godfather movies. I don't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. But Next week, I have to introduce who's going to be joining us next week, and one of them is currently in chat right now. It's our friends from What the Adaptation, and I have to get rid of the banner so you can see it. There we go. So on the 27th for episode 2, which is the Strangers and Friends episode, and when we see our first introduction into the Shanshan, we'll have the boys from What the Adaptation hanging out with us.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, Glenn will be there. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with them again. If you want to see some nonsense over on their YouTubes, go over to their YouTube channel. And they did a live play of D&D, and I joined in for their last episode as I forgot what they're called. The little flying elephant. I forgot what they're called, but I joined in for one of those, and I changed my voice and all those things, which was fun. We didn't reveal to the players that it was me till the end of the episode.
Nice.
And what are you guys
on one of these things? This will
what are you guys doing next? Well, reverse. What are you doing next?
See, tomorrow doing a live stream of episodes 5 and 6 of Silo season 2.
Ooh,
Which, if you guys have not been watching, you really should. It is an amazing show.
I can't watch that because I haven't watched season 2 yet. I have to catch up.
Yeah, you really do. It's very good.
I loved season 1.
Season 2 has been going some interesting places. I'll just say that. And yeah, just in general, like mainly doing my reactions live first, and seems to be working out pretty well so far.
Yay!
And who knows what else is coming down the pipe? Something, I'm sure.
All right. What about you, Andrew?
Oh, just a lot of the same old. Just doing
Your weekly
full spoiler Wheel of Time deep dive topic conversations on the podcast. So tomorrow we'll have Beer and Tavern on. That is a fantastic question, and I'm just going to keep saying words as I
past Andrew knew the answer to that.
Yeah,
Present
I knew
Andrew
it whenever I started
remember.
this. I currently have forgotten, but I know Taviran's going to be joining us. And oh wait, I was wrong. This week we're talking about Dark Hounds with Taviran.
Okay.
The one I mentioned like way back with Wolf Brother. That was we talked about could the Ogier and Finn have been enemies potentially.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. This week we're doing a dive into the Dark Hounds with Taviran.
That's fun. The Dark Hounds are a cool shadow spawn. They're an interesting shadow spawn that I kind of wish I wish they would explore all of the shadow spawn a little more, but I hope we get to see them on screen.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. We kind of pick up and we'll do like we won't give them like an actual series name necessarily, but we'll do like a series in planning. So like we did Merge All a couple weeks ago. Now we're doing the Dark Hounds. Then at some point in the future, we're going to do like the Jamara, and then we're going to do like the Jakar. And then I know there's one episode where we lumped a couple together, like the Forgers and a couple other kind of shadow spawn entities, because there's not a lot of information on a couple of them. So
virtually nothing.
Yeah, they're all going to be kind of in one episode, but we're going through that, and we try to space them out by a couple of weeks. So we do that, and we'll do like character breakdowns, or we'll do like culture or like area breakdowns, talking about like how different areas' cultures worked and elements of them as best as we can going through. So it's a lot of fun, and somehow in 7 years we haven't run out of stuff to talk about. So
it's easy with the Wheel of Time. Easy. If nothing else, Akeem, for some push to read the books, there you'll never run out of topics. Like there's so much he does. If you know anything about like Song of Ice and Fire or any of those other big fantasy series, even Lord of the Rings, Robert Jordan's world building, in my opinion, puts them all to shame. He does great world building, even in small aspects like, random shadow spawn, like you're talking about, like, random shadow spawn that are mentioned one time could have such a deep, interesting backstory. He leaves it open, and like knowing what you know about the world could just make it, so much more interesting. Like the things that you come up with yourself which he did obviously on purpose because he's a genius.
Oh,
But all right, cool. So this week is Dark Hounds, and Reverse is going to be watching Silo season 2. I gotta watch it. Maybe Aaron and I. Yeah, I know, Aaron. I hadn't realized that season 2 was out either. Oh, and Reverse has read the books, but only up to Fires of Heaven, which is why
she might be asking me about the Silo.
Oh, the Silo books. Have you read the Silo books?
I have not yet. I'm waiting until the end of season 2 to read Wool, because I think that I've heard that seasons 1 and 2 together cover the full plot of Wool, but I'm not sure because obviously, but I'm relying on people to tell me whether that's true so that I don't accidentally spoil myself.
I have not read the books either, so I cannot tell you.
But and later in the week, by the way, if just in case there's stuff that maybe you have seen already, Wednesday is going to be the finale of Arcane season 2. Thursday is going to be episode 5 of Squid Game season 2. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, I'm releasing edits of Fallout on Friday.
Yay! Awesome. All great freaking shows too.
It's a great time to be a nerd.
Oh yeah, I know, man. We won. That's all it is. We won. We win. We've won. We've conquered media, everything. It's fantastic.
That's right.
I wish it was like this when I was a kid, but I'll take it. Though, Akeem, I was going to say, if you've read Song of Ice and Fire and you enjoyed it, then you should definitely read Wheel of Time, because it's definitely like better. I mean, in my opinion, but it's like a step up in depth of character and world building than Song of Ice and Fire. But you still get a lot of the political intrigue and backstabbery that Song of Ice and Fire had. The only major difference is there's no sex scenes in the Wheel of Time. So that's the only major thing that Song of Ice and Fire has that Wheel of Time does not have. Oh, but also there's magic in the Wheel of Time. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's magic in the Wheel of Time, or channeling, and there's like none in Song of Ice and Fire. You barely see any. But anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. This is usually where I would say goodnight, Crystal, but let's see. Why don't you say goodnight, Andrew?
Well, Thom, thanks for having me. This was a ton of fun. And thank you all for listening and tuning in and dealing with all of us and all of this and whatever this was. And it was great to see so many advertisements for the Marine Corps.
For the Marine Corps on Amazon.
I can't wait to see like 30 more of them. But
Ontario won't know what hit them.
Yeah. Following on an ad for Ontario, but y'all all stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves and have a fantastic night. Good night.
And good night to everybody. Peace out.